Hi, this is the Recovering Borderline. It's been a while. I know, it really has. And hopefully I will start doing better at doing podcasts and just speaking my mind, because it seems like a lot of people are speaking their mind these days. I know I left off. I don't even know where we left off. I think there was a video where I said that I was back and that I was going to start doing more videos and more podcasts, but that's when I started my new job. And that was me as a nurse practitioner, a psychiatric nurse practitioner. It was my first private practice job, and it lasted 6 months. Not because they fired me, because us boarders, we don't usually last a long time in jobs, or either we get bored, we get fed up, or something happens. I started doing a lot of research on ADHD, and it's really interesting because ADHD plays into a lot of things for people, but I'll get back to that. I'll probably do I could probably do a podcast, a video a week if I wanted to. It just seems like it takes a whole lot longer. But anyway, I won't bore you with that. But anyway, I am just totally talking off the cuff and just see what I can come up with for this video. And so, how can I explain this? So, I had been working with a friend of mine in the sober living space, and I got a job in this private practice. A lot of people were remote, and I was one of the people that could be seen virtually and in person. And a lot of people do want to see people. They do want to see the providers in person, but so I started, and I was always afraid that I was going to, be fired. I was so worried about being fired because I didn't know how things worked. I didn't know what kind of temperament. The CEO was wonderful and great person. I'm going to try and use gender neutral people, because if they listen, I don't want anybody to know who I'm talking about or anything like that. But so I started out seeing patients, getting used to seeing patients, an hour for intakes and half an hour and all that kind of stuff. But it was going okay, and because this was my first job, they had this thing where it wasn't hourly, it wasn't paid, you weren't paid like a nurse practitioner's salary. It was if you did really complicated and did complex, I shouldn't say complicated, but complex patients, and did psychotherapy, you got paid more. But if you didn't do any psychotherapy and it was like a 15-minute, most of my patients were virtual, so if it was a 15-minute virtual patient, then I didn't get paid very much. And if the patient was a no-show, I come to find out that they were charged a fee, but the business, the owners, took that fee. So basically, if the patient didn't show, I wasn't paid. So you were constantly like calling the patients and going, hey, you missed I didn't know and I didn't know my appointment was today, and blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, I'm not a salesperson. But anyway, so it was going well, and they were doing different things, and got to be friends with some of the providers, and I got to be friends with some of the people in the call center and my assistants and, all that kind of stuff. So, but it was just like, I always felt like I always had to prove something. I had to prove how good I was and stuff like that. And the clinical director was remote, and it was another nurse practitioner, and I thought, wow, this person's really, really got it together. But you don't go into mental health because you don't have a mental health issue. You don't, and I'm not saying that's the same for medicine. If you have a broken leg, you become a orthopedic surgeon. Or if you have a heart problem, you become a cardiologist. But I'm just saying that usually somebody that you really cared about had a mental health problem, or you yourself have climbed out of, a burning pit, or a couple of burning pits throughout your life, and have learned from it, or have learned to stabilize your mental health issue. Mine was depression and, scorching people's earth around them if I got pissed, or leaving a job because I was pissed and didn't have a job to go to, that kind of thing. So anyway, gosh, I hope I don't have to edit a lot of this audio, because I really don't know how to edit. I just anyway, but you guys, I just want to say that I turned 57 last year, and I liken it to, my dad was 57 when I was born, and I liken it to, what my dad had to deal with. He had his last kid when he was 57. I mean, usually people are in their 60s, they're starting to have grandchildren, but not so much for my dad. So I'm likening this whole provider new chapter in my life as like a rebirth, or having a child, or a major life change. But with my new position as a provider, I have to realize that, first of all, I'm 3 years away from being 60, and even though as a provider, especially a mental health provider, I don't think you really age out. I mean, they can hire you at any age, and they really shouldn't discriminate, but I really shouldn't jump from place to place, because first of all, they'd much rather hire a younger person and pay them less than me. But anyway, I'm like totally jumping around. But so I started to see little cracks in people's veneers. The CEO was always consistent. I met the owner, who I thought was kind of flaky. And then when the CEO told me that he was leaving, and then decided to tell me certain things that were going on, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't want to stay here, because if the CEO wasn't going to stay because the owner's flaky, then why should I stay? And I had already been thinking about leaving, but the clinical director and I had, I think created a good bond. They were around the same age as I, and I think this person liked it because I didn't say yes. Oh, okay, sure, whatever. I was always like, well, no, I don't agree with you, and and I'm not going to until you present evidence. And so, but anyway, I just also, sure, I'm going to talk about my job and just what's been going on in the world just scares the fuck out of me. I really do not, this is not a political voice type of podcast. I mean, I'm not going to get into politics or religion or anything like that. But what's going on just really scares me. And every paycheck, I always go, I'm going to get my passport renewed. I'm going to get my passport because I am afraid of all of what's going on, and it does trigger me. But I don't think I just want to have my passport so I can move about the universe a little bit more freely. But yeah, what was really sad about leaving was that a couple of people that I had become friends with, we'd go out to lunch or breakfast or dinner or whatever. One person, like, that when I text them, they usually would text me back, and I haven't heard from them, which is really kind of weird. I just hope it's not. But you know what? As Maya Angelou says, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. But maybe this person was really bummed that I left. And there were a couple of people that, as soon as the CEO said that he was leaving, they were like, okay. Everybody started taking stuff home from their cubicles. They were starting to clear out their cubicles, and because they didn't want to have big boxes when they were leaving, because some people had a lot of crap at their cubicles. I was like, I'd look at it and go, oh my god. But to each their own. I mean, I left a standing desk there, so I guess that might be considered valuable or whatever. But I was just like, I'm not going to schlep a standing desk home, and be like, nope, somebody else could have it. Excuse me. And so anyway, and also what really pissed me off too about this practice was that I gave my appropriate time. They required a 30-day notice, and so I gave it to them. But yet, I mean, yes, they did let me go to. I said, well, my new job was asking if I could start, in earlier, and they let me go because I was kind of sick for a while. Ugh, this cold and flu stuff is awful. But anyway, I just, they let me out early, and then the CEO told me that he was leaving, and the owner was really mad at him. Well, there goes his gender neutralness. But anyway, and then I found out that the clinical director got mad at me, and was doing some really weird, a patient that I had, somebody called up and was saying that they knew this patient, and there were some things going on that they wanted their psychiatrist to know about. But yet, we couldn't even confirm or deny. I mean, when somebody calls up and says, hey, something's going on with this person, you can't say, oh, okay, well, we can't. You have to say, well, I can't confirm or deny that this person sees a provider because it's mental health. And so when the person in the call center, they told the clinical director, they were just like, oh, you've got to stop treat. You can't treat this patient anymore. blah, blah, blah. They're doing this and this and this and this. And I'm like, wait a second. You're going by what somebody said, and you don't even know who they were, what they were to this patient. It could be somebody, somebody's, brother or significant other that's mad. Anyway, so my clinical director starts like telling me, oh, you've got to do this, 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 and this, and also, in the state where I live, you might think, nurse practitioners can cancel other nurse practitioners' orders, but that's not, well, it's for safety, but it's also in the hospital, kind of a continuity of care. But my clinical director was like, what they would do was they would cancel my order, but then my patient would say, hey, you said you were going to prescribe this medication. Why was it canceled? And so I had to like clean up the mess that I was trying to clean up a mess of a mess that he thought he was cleaning up. I don't know what happened, but I was just like, and then there goes the jet. And then they started saying that I didn't see red flags in certain patients' cases, and I'm just like, wait a second, I brought this up to you. And you did not see the first red flag I saw. And so, and then they started using gaslighting terms. They started using words like, I'm so disappointed that you're doing this. And because of this person's mental health issue, and I'm not going to say, whatever, but they have a mental health issue, and the mental health issue that they have uses a lot of gaslighting, uses a lot of, making you feel like you're not like your thinking's not all that great, and that you question your sanity, and you question. So maybe some of you guys know what I'm talking about, but so I was really sad about that. But it is what it is. I'm going to be starting a new job. I'm actually going to be starting another new job, actually two, and we'll see how that goes. But I just wanted to, I think if this video that I'm putting together goes smoother than the other ones that I've put together, I think I will hopefully start doing more podcasts, but we'll see. I promised you that I was coming back, a couple of months ago? What was it, 6 months ago? I know I did a video while I was at work, and that was, I think that was the last one that I did, but we'll see. And I was gonna start reflecting on what happened. I told my therapist, because every therapist needs a good therapist, I said, I told him about the, using disappointing. What was the other word? I'm ashamed. Something. He also, I'm disappointed with you, and and I said I felt like he was shaming me, and my therapist goes, I think there are two words that should be banned from the English language, and that's disappointment and ashamed. And I was like, wow, that should be I was like, you know what? I'm thinking about that would be kind of a cool book to write, or maybe an essay or something, like what ashamed and disappointment, those words meant to a patient, and what they mean to a therapist. And so what was the title? Like, I'm ashamed of the word disappointment or something like that. So anyway, like I said, we'll see how this goes, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.